Grady Newsource. How Charlie Kirk's death is affecting the University of Georgia community, with both students and experts weighing in. With more than half of American families struggling to afford clean diapers, find out what one Georgia nonprofit is doing to offer relief to parents in need, and how Coney County is giving citizens a glimpse into how their local government works.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Good evening and welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Sophia Stafford. We apologize for being late on the air today. We had some technical difficulties, which we've straightened out. Thank you for your patience. We begin with the latest on the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. The conservative activist was killed at Utah Valley University Wednesday while speaking to a crowd of around 3,000 people. This shooting shocked those in Georgia, the United States, and all the world. For more on reactions in the community, we go live to Grady Newsource reporter Caleb Hensley. First, tell us where you are, Caleb.
Thanks, Sophia. Less than a year ago in this very spot, Charlie Kirk stood and debated the student body here at UGA. I had a chance to speak with Jack Little, who actually got to ask Charlie a question at that event. Here's what he had to say. I was live.
Overall, the event, it didn't feel hostile. There's people up there, they're trying to prove him wrong. That's the whole thing, right? But all the conversations that I witnessed personally were very civil, and a lot of people brought up good points, and Charlie would counter those, and the crowd's obviously pro Charlie, so they would be pretty excited when Charlie made a good point. It would get kind of loud.
Could you just give a statement, like a personal reaction to the news of the assassination last week?
Certainly, when I first saw it, I was pretty shocked. I see a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff, and I had been to that rally last year, and he seemed like a pretty decent guy. So I was pretty shocked. I was crushed. I was sad.
I spoke with political science professor Dr. Charles Bullock, and I asked him if he expects an increase in political violence after the tragedy last week. Here's what he had to say.
I don't know if there'll be an increase. I expect we'll see continued examples of this. Yeah. It seems like extremists on both the left and the right are not satisfied with participating in the marketplace of ideas, and instead turn to violence against those with whom they disagree, rather than trying to demonstrate the inaccuracy of those with whom they disagree.
Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., the university's Turning Point USA chapter will host a vigil in the instructional plaza here on campus in remembrance of Charlie Kirk. We will continue to bring you more information as they come. Now back to you, Sophia, in the studio.
Thank you, Caleb. Top leaders of the Georgia GOP and ACLU came together on Friday to call for a cooler political climate following Charlie Kirk's death. In the wake of the tragedy, Anthony D. Romero, executive director of the ACLU, said, "There is never any place for violence in our politics. The only way to work out differences in a democracy is to work them out together." The Athens Area Diaper Bank is hosting over 60 donation drives this week in Northeast Georgia for Diaper Need Awareness Week, with 50% of families struggling to afford clean diapers. Grady Newsource reporter Sydney Palmer shows us how the organization hopes to highlight the big need for diapers.
The parents have to scoop the poop out of the diaper and have to try to put it back on their kids because they don't have enough clean diapers.
Shona Foster, operations manager at Athens Area Diaper Bank, understands diaper need in our community all too well, because she is the one getting the calls.
I've seen an increase in phone calls to our actual office. We've seen that throughout the year, and I think we'll continue to see that increase.
1 in 2 families struggle to afford enough diapers to keep their children dry, clean, and healthy. And in Athens-Clarke County, there are over 8,000 children at risk. A study by the National Library of Medicine found that diaper need is associated with more visits to the doctor for urinary tract infections and diaper dermatitis.
And it's just not the lowest income earners in our community. Right now across the country, of those families experiencing diaper need, over a third of them are considered middle class. And in Georgia, 74% of diaper bank recipients are working.
But some emotions are stronger than need, with some parents choosing to go without.
For many parents, diaper need can be a source of shame. One parent that I spoke to said that despite her and her husband working full-time, they still struggled to afford to put their 2 kids in diapers.
We have heard about families using rags and plastic bags.
Making this year's Diaper Need Awareness Week very important.
A child having clean diapers is very important. If a child doesn't have clean diapers, that affects the health of the child. It affects the well-being of the family.
From Grady Newsource, I'm Sydney Palmer.
A former Athens Rock Lobsters player died yesterday in a traffic accident in British Columbia. Orca Weisblatt was just 25 years old. Team president Scott Hull said in a statement that Orca will always be remembered for his passion for the game, his infectious energy, and his kindness off the ice. Starting today, UGA students can receive their flu shot at the dining hall for free. Grady Newsource reporter Isabel Farina has the details.
Order up. Flu shots are now being served at the University of Georgia dining halls. New this year, UGA is creating more opportunities to get a flu shot, Director of Nursing Misty Jackson says.
So if we meet people where they are, we make it more convenient for them, we know we can get more flu shots out. And so we know that there are a lot of students who are coming through that dining hall.
Starting today, September 15th, UGA students can receive their flu shot for free from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The full schedule of where to receive your flu shot is on the University Health Center website. Administering flu shots is a very quick and easy process, as long as everyone practices good hand hygiene, Jackson says. However, some students think getting a flu shot will make them sick.
I just don't want to get sick before my exam on Wednesday.
Jackson says this is not the case.
Other people have a misconception that the flu shot actually gives you the flu. That's a totally false thing.
But patients could feel slight symptoms the day they receive their shot.
All right. So typically most people, if they feel a little bit under the weather from the vaccine, it's typically 8 to 12 hours afterwards. So tonight you might feel a little bit of chills, slight fever. If that happens, it's normal, expected response. Just your body learning how to fight against the flu.
Unfortunately, Jackson says, people will still get the flu, but symptoms will be less severe. Getting immunized is a quick and easy way to protect yourself and others, Jackson says, especially when you can get a flu shot served with lunch. Isabel Farina, Grady Newsource.
September 18th is HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day. This day spotlights the growing number of people with HIV who have been able to live longer lives due to medical advancements. Although HIV is no longer considered a terminal illness, Grady Newsource reporter Catherine Young says fighting the stigma surrounding HIV has proven to be an uphill battle, affecting access to medical care for many.
When it was diagnosed, it became really stigmatized.
Professor Mohammed Rifat Haider specializes in HIV research.
The full name is Human Immunodeficiency Virus.
In 2022, there were 31,800 estimated new HIV infections in the U.S.
If anybody has contracted the virus, we cannot eliminate that. But because of the newer drugs, advent of newer drugs and very potent drugs, and the HIV the viral load can be reduced to a very minimal level.
And this week, we celebrate National HIV, AIDS, and Aging Awareness Day. HIV and Aging Day focuses on the growing number of people who are able to live long and fulfilling lives due to advancements in HIV treatment.
Initially, it was a death sentence. Now it is totally opposite.
However, Haider explains that HIV is still largely stigmatized, saying this can contribute to a lack of access to necessary medical care.
They cannot get access to the care because of these stigma.
Live Forward is an organization working towards providing services and access to health care for those with HIV.
I have hope that advances in medical care, advances in best practice are really highlighting the need for, assistance.
But Siddiqui says there is room for hope and growth.
We can hopefully reach a point where, regardless of whatever thing you have, whether it be HIV, AIDS, or otherwise, that it's just another condition that you note that doesn't overarchingly impact what you're going through.
I'm Catherine Young with Grady Newsource.
Coming up, the Barrow County Board of Elections was forced to disqualify a city council candidate. Find out why after the break.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
The Dutch. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Your home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. The Barrow County Board of Elections was forced to disqualify a city council candidate. Grady Newsource reporter Abby Halpin has more on the reason and the next steps.
When residents of Barrow County cast their vote for the Auburn City Council in November, there will be one last name on the ballot. Last week, the Board of Elections voted to disqualify James Matthews from the race after an elector came forward to challenge Matthews' nomination. Barrow County Elections Director Monica Franklin says it came less than 2 weeks after his name first came across her desk.
The city of Auburn filed a complaint with the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, wanting them to investigate him as well because they have a little bit more authority to find out information.
Franklin was informed that Matthews was a convicted felon. In the state of Georgia, once you are convicted of a felony, you can work to get several rights restored. And even though Mr. Matthews got his voting rights restored, he needed much more than that in order to be on the ballot for the Auburn City Council. The Georgia State Constitution says that people who have been convicted of a felony and have yet to have their civil rights restored are not eligible to hold public office. State Pardon and Parole Board Communications Director Steve Hayes says the process can be lengthy.
For restoration of political and civil rights, the applicant would need to apply through the parole board using our online application process. And eligibility includes being crime-free for at least 2 years since or after the completion of all sentences.
After learning about the civil rights not yet restored, Franklin called a hearing, and Matthews didn't show for it. As for the next steps, Franklin says that it's just one less name on the ballot, and the other candidates eligible will remain there. Reporting for Grady Newsource, I'm Abby Halpin.
Police Captain Brantley Worley will be discharged from the hospital today, according to a Facebook post from the McKaysville police chief. Captain Worley was shot in the line of duty. The 26-year-old suspect is in custody, facing charges of aggravated assault with intent to murder a police officer. Oconee County has a new education program that teaches its locals about their government. Grady Newsource reporter Lauren Coughlin tells us more about how this program is benefiting the local community.
The overall goal is to have a group of citizens that really understand what we do and can help become almost ambassadors, I would say, for Oconee County.
Justin Kerouac is talking about Oconee 101. A new governance education program is being held for the first time this fall.
Oconee County 101 is a citizen's backstage pass to local government. You can meet with the individuals who work in each of our departments and get really a firsthand view of what it takes to make local government run.
Diane Baggett, the creator of Oconee 101, says the program is for people to understand projects and
express their views on that and learn how they can keep abreast of when those meetings are going on and how to get in touch with the right people when they have an issue that may arise, like a pothole or their water isn't working.
Sometimes courses occur in the Oconee County Administrative Building, the one behind me, but sometimes they occur in the field.
We will go to the animal shelter, we will go to a fire station, we will go and check out the water treatment plant that we have. Like, it is truly an amazing and fun experience.
Justin Kerouac taught during one of the weeks of the course.
So they're every week for a 10-week module, but this is our inaugural class. So we're really excited to roll it out.
The overarching goal of Oconee County 101 is to have an informed citizenry. If you want government to work for the people, they need to know how they can get involved, how things work, and what they can do to make a difference in their communities.
I'm Lauren Coughlin with Grady Newsource.
Coming up, your 5-day forecast and information about an invasive species to keep an eye out for.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please. I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Hello, I'm Ethan Wilcox with your 5-day forecast. It's going to be a little warm this week. You can see starting off on Monday, it's going to be 85 degrees, high of 85, I should say. And for the duration of the beginning of this week, we're going to have similar highs in the mid-80s. Partly cloudy today as well, and partly cloudy tomorrow. But as we progress further in the week, we will see the high go up as the sun comes out. We will have, however, a fairly consistent lower 60s for the duration of the week. And while there are no storms on the forecast, weather radar in Washington, D.C. has picked up something unexpected. Swarms of an invasive insect. Take a look. The spotted lanternfly is an invasive species originally from northern China that has been spreading across the eastern United States. They were first spotted 10 years ago in Pennsylvania, and experts believe it's only a matter of time before they arrive here in northeast Georgia.
They can adapt to different habitats. They are also adapted to different climate conditions. That means they can spread throughout U.S.
September is mating season, and the adults can lay eggs on almost any structure, including cars.
They each hike. That's the main way of getting around at different places. So very difficult to contain them. So we had to live with it. And it's going to be everywhere, wherever these trees.
The lanternfly secretes a sugary substance that can give trees a burnt look. But a bigger problem is their destruction of grapevines and threat to wine production.
Grapes, they can reduce the yield up to 90%. It can kill the wines.
If you see lanternflies in your community, you should report them to GeorgiaInvasives.org or by calling your county office. Coming up next, Georgia football pulls off an overtime thriller. The Falcons get back on the win train, and UGA volleyball battles through the Bulldog Classic.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
It was a packed weekend for Georgia sports, from UGA football fans on the edge of their seats, a dominant win in the NFL, and a battle through a busy Bulldog Classic. The Georgia Bulldogs rallied past number 15 Tennessee in a 44-41 overtime win. Tennessee jumped out to a 21-7 first quarter lead, but Georgia clawed its way back with a fourth quarter touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The Vols missed a game-winning field goal as time expired, and in an overtime, Josh McCray scored the game winner. Georgia is now 3-0. Meanwhile, the Falcons got their first win of the season, beating the Vikings 22-6. Georgia native Parker Romo had 5 field goals in his debut, and Atlanta's defense forced 3 turnovers. The Falcons are now 1-1. Back in Athens, Georgia volleyball had a weekend full of highs, lows, and probably some sore legs as they wrapped up the Bulldog Classic in Athens. They were smooth sailing into a 3-0 sweep against Presbyterian. Handed Georgia Southern is his first loss with a 3-2 win, but fell short to FIU, dropping to 7-2. Despite this loss, it was a weekend packed with pride for Georgia fans. Each team has shown that there is plenty of momentum heading into the heart of the season. And we're going to have more news right after this break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go.
Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Football wasn't the only thing drawing a crowd this weekend. Over in Barrow County, the community gathered at the dirt track for a special night of racing. Jordan Lazinski shows us how Winder Barrow Speedway honored one of its own.
Saturday nights look a little different in Winder, Georgia. For the past 68 years, families have packed into the stands of the Winder Barrow Speedway, making it more than just a race, but a local tradition for this community.
A staple right here in Barrow County and Winder for this long. So one of the longest one, this one and Toccoa Speedway is the longest 2 tenures running still to this day in dirt track racing in the Northeast Georgia area.
This weekend was a memorial for local legend and generational racer Chuck Black. Honoring his family, the community put together the largest cash money prize ever for the Stock 8 division.
Oh, he'd love it. He'd love having everybody here seeing the racetrack and a big old crowd. You know, seeing all these people here, all the drivers, you know, we do it because we love it. We don't do it to make money. We don't do it to get rich. It's just one big family out here at the racetrack.
It goes a victory lane, $2,000.
How does it feel to be the largest cash money winner of Stock 8 in Winder Barrow Speedway history?
Yeah, it feels good. You know, we've won a lot of races this year, really had a good season going on, so it was good to kind of cap it off with the big money race.
Yeah. Did you know Chuck?
I didn't know Chuck, you know, so I was interested. I was asking Woody about him because I don't personally think I knew him, but, you know, if he's been coming down here a while, we've been racing here since the 90s, so I'm sure we've crossed paths.
Awesome. Any advice to future racers?
Man, just dig in and go to work, right? It's racing's all about work. It ain't about the money you spend. It's about the work you put in.
Thank you, Ronnie.
All right, thank you.
With Grady Newsource, I'm Jordan Lazinski. Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining us tonight at Grady Newsource. I'm Sophia Stafford.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
You know, a lot of people say, when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home.